Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another scrapbook process video, and today I am pulling out all of the pinks and purples and a little bit of blue from my HTKAKWS style for the month of June. And this wasn't for any challenges or anything like that. I just was creating and decided to film my layout. So I cut down this striped piece of paper. I'm going to use that for part of my background, as well as this pink fresh is going to be the main pattern paper in my background. Surprisingly, I don't add any mixed media at all to this layout. So if you're not a fan of mixed media, you might like this video because I do not pull out any mixed media. I keep this one nice and clean. So now that I have my background papers kind of cut out, and I have a sort of a design in my head of how I want this layout to go, so you're going to kind of see that as we go. I have these two, this Project Life card and then this scrap of purple pattern paper, which was from the Hip Kit. It was a Hip Kit exclusive. I'm going to use both of those to back my photo. My photo is actually a picture of Figman, and during the art festival at Epcot at Disney, they have pictures of Figman that they hide throughout the World Showcase, and you go find them. This particular one, I believe, was either in China or Japan, and I loved the photo or the picture itself, and so I decided to scrapbook that. I also pulled out these Disney stamps, and I'm going to use the actual Figman head to stamp on a couple of these Project Life or journaling type cards. And so I'm going to pull out some purple Distress Oxide ink. I do forget the color, but if you want to know what it is, just let me know. I think I showed it really quickly on the video. And I'm just going to stamp down Figman's head, and they're going to kind of play a part in my embellishment clusters. So I love Figman. He is probably one of my favorite characters at Disney, and so he was the first stuffed animal that when I was a kid I chose what stuffed animal I wanted to buy on our Disney vacation, or one of our Disney vacations, and Figman was the one I chose. So my parents were surprised because I didn't pick Mickey. I actually picked Figman, and I surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, I actually still have my original Figman and have since bought other Figman. But I do still have my original Figman that I bought when I was a kid. So I adore Figman. He is adorable little dragon, and so he is featured on this layout today. Now here you see I have matted my photo and I'm working on my embellishment clusters. I went ahead and stamped those Figman heads on those cards, and those are going to act as sort of the base embellishment or bases for my embellishment clusters, I guess you could say. And that stripe pattern paper is going to lend itself to sort of having a cascade of embellishments down one side, and then the other 3x4 project card, I am going to put that to the bottom right of the photo, and there's going to be another embellishment cluster there. So not really, I guess you could kind of say that the Figmans themselves make my visual triangle, and then the other embellishments sort of cascade down one side and then to that bottom right. Kind of a fun design, a bit different. I really love how this overall layout turned out. Now I did go off camera and glue all that down because I liked the placement, and even though when I glued it down it didn't go back in exactly the same place, I really love how it all sort of came together when I finally put everything on the page. And now I am just going to work on my title, and I'm actually titling this one the actual name of the painting, which was The Wave of Inspiration. And I think I just used Wave of Inspiration, but that was basically the name of this particular painting. And I'm just using these pink fresh alphas, and I'm kind of going with all the purples, the dark through the lightest purple, and then some pink to spell out inspiration for part of my title. And then I'm going to use these Hip Kit exclusive letters to spell out the word wave of to finish off my title. So Sorry guys, my words are just, they're not, this is like my third time trying to do this voiceover, and my words are not coming out this morning. So now I have my title down, and basically at this point I have everything I want on this page, and I am just going to kind of add a few additional just bits and pieces to kind of fill out my embellishment clusters. I'm adding these hearts. I have a Mickey head in each one of my clusters. I have all of these pink and purple sort of puffy hearts on this little wax paper strip here. I'm going to stick a few of these little puffy flowers and a butterfly here in the embellishment clusters. I don't use everything. I already think the embellishing that I have is pretty good for this page. It's quite heavily embellished, which is definitely a style that I like. I'm going to dot around these little, they're kind of puffy dots, and so those kind of act a bit as an enamel dot, and then I'm going to add some of those metal dots that you see off to the right of the layout. But I am kind of just, like I said, playing around. I wanted to try to get as much of the pink and purple items that I had in my kit on this page. I really love the combination of colors for this one. And so here is where I'm going to pull in those purple metal, they're not enamel, they're like a, I guess they are like some sort of little metal circle, and they are kind of the embellishment for or representing the enamel dots. And I just dotted those around. I think I actually used up the rest of the package, so that was nice to get that out of my stash. And once I have that, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. I did kind of ruffle up those flowers on the page to kind of give a bit more dimension and pop some of those up on Fun Foam. But here are the still photos, and with that guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day everybody. Bye-bye.